The effects are quite devastating, Bill Putnam, on the Russian people. There's reports of 250,000 or more dead Russian soldiers, 1 million casualties so far. About 40% of the Russians' budget is paying for its internal security and this war effort. And now they're seeing an uptick in their sales of oil and gas because of the shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz. So it's kind of a mixed picture that they're going through right now. But is it creating a structural weakness inside of Russia right now that is sustainable?
I think one thing we should look at is we talk about sustainability and stabilization. The Russian war economy has stabilized, but is it really sustainable? 40% going towards the conflict. We know in the past that they were recruiting people out of prisons. We know that they're getting people from other places in Africa. They've asked the North Koreans. There's a manpower challenge. Putin doesn't want to have to do another general mobilization because he saw the results the last time. There was a brain drain. I think going along with what Ryan was saying is it's really key. It's a psychological component. And when we talk about, well, energy prices are up, that helps them, which is why the Ukrainians have been targeting oil depots, is trying to hinder and hurt the ability of Russia's capacity to bring the energy to market. So I think when we look at this is there is a structural issue. I think it's occurring now. The longer the conflict goes on, the worse it will get. And I think that's really what the issue is the more it impacts Russian society, the larger problems that Putin's going to have.
When we opened this show, we said that Russia's pressure was rising right now. Ukraine's is holding steady. Is that a fair analysis or what you see that's going on?
I think it's a fair analysis right now. But I think we also need to understand that when this war started over 4 years ago, Putin made a bet that he could outlast the West. He figured the West would probably be in for a couple years. It would get expensive. They would start to use munitions that were in the reserves that were needed in the West, and that is something that's come up. And that he also thought he could break the connection between some European countries and the United States. So here we are 4 years later. We've seen the problems that are happening for Russia with their economy. It's being alleviated somewhat because of energy prices right now. But I think this strategy still is there. I think Putin's all in, and he's going to keep driving on. And it reminds me of a quote from the American Civil War where it was, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead." I feel like that's what he is doing right now because he understands that he has put all his chips in and he has to go forward because he's got to have something to be able to show his domestic audience that it was worth everything we've been through. So the answer is yes, he is still banking on he's going to exhaust Western unity.
Bill, do you agree that the modern conflicts are now becoming endurance tests as much as they are really military contests?
I would make the argument that military conflict has always been about endurance. We just have to look at World War II with Great Britain being able to outlast Nazi Germany until the United States came in. I think when we go into the Cold War time, we had a lot of proxy conflicts and insurgencies. Those were about endurance too. But we're now in an era where we have more, or growing, I should say, state versus state competition. And that's becoming more about endurance. And I think the role that AI is bringing into this, especially, is that it is making it about how long you can last, how fast these things can go. And we see this in the Ukraine, we see this in the Middle East. Sides understand they don't have to win. You can look at this with Iran, you can look at it with Ukraine. It's about, can I outlast my opponent? And that's the most important thing. So I do agree endurance is playing a key role.